as well as some other conversations this morning. Gentlemen, good morning to you again, and you're welcome. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Happy New Year. How has 2026 been? So far, so good?
To the basis of God, it's been good. I think today is 19th Friday.
Yes.
So 19 days into 2026. We are still enjoying the grace of God.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Al Hassan. How's it been for you?
By His grace, it's been good. I was away. I got back just yesterday, and I can say everything so far so good.
When you got back, have you seen the traffic situation, the transport crisis? I don't know what you make of it.
Well, I think we have to relook at the whole system, the whole transport system. We have to stop this robbing the own process or activity we do all the time. When the issue comes up, then we try to get an immediate solution.
Okay.
And then we go back to sleep, and then to resurface again. It's a systemic issue.
Right.
Our public transport system is dead. And when this whole issue of BRT was mooted and brought up, we were thinking that at least by now it will have grown from strength to strength after its launch. Rather, we are even going back to, in fact, it's like we are even going back to the beginning of it.
I see.
After several years of its operation. And so I think we have to relook at the whole transport system, especially the public transport system. And a country can only develop and grow if its transport system, if the movement of goods and services, if the movement of its people is well coordinated and enhanced. If you go to the advanced countries, even though they are there, you can say they are there, they still day in, day out improve upon the system and try to get it better at all times. But it looks like we are cool. We are not thinking around the issue as much as we should. And it's an issue that we should take seriously.
Right. Dr. Okwedu, you've seen the approaches government is adopting right now. From what you said, is this something that can help reduce the crisis now, and then the plans they have for short to medium term and then long term, is it feasible? Is it practical?
Let me say good morning to you listeners out there. I think when it comes to these transport issues, for me, I find it quite appalling, knowing what commuters have to go through and get into their workplaces and all that. And the whole system, it's I don't know, but if you look at some of these vehicles we had in the past, like these Ayalolo,
the Metro Mass buses,
buses,
popularly called Kufuor bus.
yes.
Yeah.
And then when you go to the bay, where they have them packed under the scorchy sun, I don't know whether they are drying smoke fish or I don't know. What is it? I don't really know. Sometimes it baffles me, actually. When you walk through Achimota, the new station there, where the buses are all lined up, packed there. Meanwhile, we spent money
to bring
those buses in. One, two, even constructed lanes that are meant for them alone. And then these buses are sitting there. I don't know what the Ministry of Transport makes out of some of those things. And then last week, I had the opportunity of going through my brother at the, what do you call it, Metro Mass. And when I got there, I saw some sort of activities going on. He's trying to fix some of them that can be fixed. I was told that he said some of them have been auctioned already.
Yes.
Even to how do you auction such a vehicle for 2,000 Ghana cedis? And then when I heard it, in fact, sometimes when I talk about some of these things, I put party sentiment away. Because whatever the party stands for, it is Ghana that we signed up for, that we are going to protect Ghana. You see, posterity will not be fair to us if we will sit and watch things deteriorate the way they are going. And I think it's high time if government would even have to go and find money, borrow money, so those vehicles are fixed. we need to put them back on the road. Okay? If you look at the transport system from some of the places we have all gone to study and come back, you see, there are times allotted. The car is coming at this time. Even when it is coming, you are told in 20 minutes, in 10 minutes, in 5 minutes.
Constant announcement.
By that time, the vehicle gets there. And so people have their tickets, and then he waits at the bus stop, just waiting for the car to get there. And then he goes to his work, he comes back. What are we doing? Even if you look at the places here, from Koklobite, going all the way to Accra Central, I don't even think that if people want to go through that, we should even be using vehicles at the sea.
Yeah.
We could have ferries, we could have vessels on the sea. People will come and park their cars, get on board, get into Accra Central, go do whatever they are doing, come back onto this ferry or vessel and get back there and pick their car.
It should be possible.
And then all these things would have eased traffic congestion in the system.
Well, we're in a part of the world that form of transportation is still only one. We're still using the road transport. And then the roads are choked, the roads are not even properly constructed. A lot of them have problems. It's a challenge that hopefully will be solved.
What happened to our
railway system?
Railway system.
At a point, we wanted to build
the train system.
Wanted to build trains in the sky.
would bear with me. If we had railway, invested into railway and all that, I'm not sure that some of these things.
No, it wouldn't have happened.
You
set off from a break to come and work to Accra. From that distance until maybe somewhere very close, you wouldn't need your vehicle at all. And then you sit in maybe from behind Medina Adenta area, you get into a train straight to Accra. You don't use your vehicle. So from Accra, you go back to the Adenta area, get your vehicle back to wherever you're going to. We solve all the problem with the the traffic situation.
This whole transport system, government needs.
For me, we have actually destroyed our transport system after Nkrumah, because I was expecting that what Nkrumah did, or even what our colonial masters left us, we could have extended it, to key central business districts. And like you rightly pointed out, developed it in such a way that at a point in time, we will have minimum use of vehicles, moving. But it didn't happen like that. We only used what our colonial masters left us, and we didn't even bother ourselves coming up with policies, to develop it further. Even what they left us, it's now gone. It's gone, completely gone. Now you see railway lines being taken over by developers. Your constituency, Amasaman, check. From the Ofanko end down, you will see that people have built store buildings on the Ghana Railway land. So where do we intend to develop our railway lines? So we should forget about it completely.
But we can't possibly do away with it.
The thing is gone.
We have to bring it back. We have to find a way to bring it back.
Because if you are not even careful,
because the road transport is not sustainable. We can't rely on only the road transport for years to come. It will not work.
Bill, are you the name? You are right.
Crosby. Yes.
The point is this. Look, we have sat down and the thing is gone. It's gone. Now, are you going to pull down the structures that people have built?
Yes, we have.
If they have to, it should be done.
The compensation. Do you know that even to some extent, the Ghana Railway Company itself has leased these lands to people? Please, you can. This is a project that 3FM can take and check. All right. So let's end there. What I want to respond to, you see, the moment I begin to talk about railways, I become emotional and all that. let's look at the transport system, even the roads that we construct. Do we even have pavement for pedestrians? Do we have special roads for special buses like what is happening in other advanced countries? No, just single lane road.
Anyways,
and even the 50 meters, 100 meters, 150 meters that are supposed to be left have been encroached. So even if you are getting into that, how are you going to do it?
anyways, this is a subject that we'll stay on.
You see, I followed your coverage at Medina.
Right.
And I've used the Medina stretch a couple of times. And I'm looking at certain interventions that people are proposing. I'm like, this cannot work.
It will not work.
Simple.
This is the state of the public transport system in the country is an agenda for TV3 and the media general platforms, 3FM as well. So we'll keep an eye on this, and then in our subsequent days, in the days to come, we'll be keeping on this topic. But gentlemen, let's talk politics. Well, it's been a busy week for the NPP, 5 NPP 2028 flag bearer hopefuls as they crisscross the country with their campaign. The Ashanti region has become the epicenter for a simple reason, because it is the stronghold of the party. The former Vice President, Dr. Baumia, has been there. Brian Champon has been there. Kennedy Japan has been there. Dr. Seya Duchum has been there. Engineer Kwabne Japan has also been there, selling their messages. Approximately 2 weeks to the NPP presidential primaries. Let me start with you, Dr. Tutu Buahin. The NPP flag bearership elections. The primaries on 31st January this year. So far, so good from what you've heard, your assessment of the aspirants, the messaging, their conduct, and the responses of the delegates to them. So far, so good?
Yeah, so initially, when it started, my initial assessment wasn't good due to the jabs, the unnecessary, attacks and all that. But I feel that after some time, the toning has come down a bit.
Okay.
And I see the candidates more or less focusing, on visions and explaining why, delegates should choose and vote for them. When you look at the kind of conversations, communications coming from, the 5 angles, you will see that Dr. Baumia is trying to position himself as an innovative person, a disciplined person,
okay,
someone who is a unifier and more or less, has the ability to respond to national crisis. Now, when you check Honorable Kennedy Japan's, messaging, more or less like he's positioning himself as a strong leader, a no-nonsense person who has the ability to hire and fire, an astute entrepreneur, and someone who has the capability, to create and drive businesses.
Right.
Again, when you check Brian Champon, he is presenting himself as a younger person and an entrepreneur at the same time who has created jobs, and again, somebody who can also relate, to grassroots, politics.
Right.
And when we look at Edichum, he has positioned himself as an ordinary Ghanaian coming from, nowhere to become somebody, and someone who has achieved not just in Ghana, but also in the United States, and somebody who has capabilities, to shape Ghana's educational landscape, and believes that, building Ghana and developing Ghana will be based on, education. Then that when given the chance, he will be a mentor, to the Ghanaian youth who would probably look at his case and then educate themselves very well. And that he also believes that as somebody coming from nowhere, the Ghanaian youth will look up to him and have the hope and aspirations that they can equally become somebody in future. Kwabena J. Ejapon has placed himself as an idealist, who believes that he understands the NPP party very well, and that, he has what it takes to equally rebrand the party with the values, and maintain, the philosophy and culture, of the party, which, in quotes, have been lost. And so if they are talking about rebuilding and unity and all that, he is better placed, to deliver, these things. So when you check the messaging, that is a summary of it. And I believe that each one is coming with some level of value, that should be considered. What I don't like is the fact that people mount political platform before, delegates, and begin to condemn others, and to equally place some the NPP laws, in 2024 to the doorstep of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and which I feel that it is quite unfortunate, because you see, if you are in a team and you are working as a team within a political party, it is not as if that you didn't play a role. And we have to be honest here. Apart from Kwabena J. Ejapon, all the other four were in the previous governments. And in one way or the other, your actions and inactions might have affected, public perception, which probably resulted in that negative perception that were developed. And so I believe that it is a shared responsibility. And then going forward, the unity of the party after 31st is what matter. But not to wash your dirty clothes, hang it, for the public, to know who you are, whether you are poor or something. And I think that thing is not good. It shouldn't continue.
Let me come to you, Alassane. Honorable, you are in government, and I'm sure you want a strong opposition so that it will keep you on your toes. A responsible opposition to keep you on your toes. In fact, this morning, a few of the papers are reporting that Dr. Bawumia is facing 4 NPP aspirants as well as the NDC on the 31st of January.
As well as the NDC?
Yes, as well as the NDC.
How is he facing NDC on the 31st?
So the paper has gathered that the sources within the NDC indicates that Dr. Bawumia is feared as a formidable, credible, and winnable candidate. This is the Custodian newspaper.
Can we?
But I mean, do you have any interest at all in the? You should have in the NPP primaries.
As long as you see, we are all Ghanaians. But the Supreme Court has always said that what happens in the political parties is of public interest.
True.
You understand? And so, to the extent that we are all part of the Ghanaian public, and an NPP being an organization that represents a section of the public, whatever happens there should be of concern to everybody, including myself. And so, to that extent, I am concerned. But as a threat, no. But I don't see any of the candidates. Be it
none of the 5.
Be it Bawumia, Ken, Brian, Edichum, or Kwabena. I don't see any of them as a threat to. But just even before NDC selected or NDC Celestis candidate, you saw the post that was done and published on January 5, just this month, where they're saying that, in fact, they put Bawumia ahead of his peers, and they said that Bawumia trails almost all the four contending or four names that have come up for NDC.
The possible names.
The possible names. You understand? And so it tells you that we are going to go beyond just the individual. In fact, and if we are to talk about the individual, Bawumia cannot on any day sell himself to the Ghanaian population.
I mean, in 2020, the NDC is bringing a new face.
Obviously.
And then Dr. Bawumia has been marketed in the country since 2008.
Yeah.
So does it not, play into his advantage? Does it not worry the NDC a little?
Bawumia has told Ghanaians that he has been groomed by Nana Addo. And so if Ghanaians are so comfortable in bringing Nana Addo back to our politics, then they should give an opportunity to Bawumia. You understand? And you see, if Doc here was saying that we should not put the blame, especially the economic situation we had in the last 8 years of the NPP at the doorsteps of Bawumia, we are not the ones.
No.
You say we should entirely place it at
No,
the
that's not what I said. I said that I find it a bit fascinating when the other candidates, you see, are pushing all the blame of the NPP loss on Bawumia.
All the other candidates, all the other four candidates.
I didn't mention the economic issue. No.
Okay.
That one is a different argument.
But are you okay if other Ghanaians do that apart from the other four?
No,
candidates?
I've not even started that argument. So,
Okay, so let me
continue.
quote you.
If
Let
you
me
want to start that one,
Yes.
Let me not paraphrase you.
Exactly.
But I would want to say strongly that it will be very difficult for anybody to decouple Bawumia from the mess we had in the last 8 years of the NPP. Very, very difficult. Because Bawumia was somebody who would always at all times tout his ability to bring out these policies. And if these policies had really manifested well, if these policies had helped to transform the nation, he would have been taking credit today. And so to be a responsible leader, you should be prepared for both the good and the bad. You understand? To the extent that he's now running away from that, and he wants us to believe that he was not in charge, now he's in charge, he's a man of his own. No Ghanaian will buy it.
It doesn't work for you.
In any case, your core job, if nothing at all, everybody, every Ghanaian is aware that your core job was to manage the economy, manage the city. And you told us how you arrested the city. You didn't say how Nana Addo arrested the city. You didn't say how anybody arrested. You said how you arrested the city. And you were putting NDC's past administration and asking Ghanaians whether they could even remember the names of the members of the NDC economic management team. And so you brought yourself up for these criticisms, and so you can't run away from it. And today, I am happy that Ghanaians have now come to see that NDC better serves their interests than any other party. And that is how we should look at it. In fact, in the coming elections, I've always said that NPP should be focusing on electing a candidate they can have patience to work with up to 2032.
Up until 2032.
That is the only way they can have a chance.
Who do you think amongst the five?
That is their cup of tea.
Okay.
You understand? They should be prepared to elect a candidate that they can have time with, that they can be patient to carry all the way to 2032. And so if you are giving Bawumia a second term, and you think that you are giving him the last chance, then you are now going to even do more damage to your party. Because by the time he ends with that second term, and you are now coming to bring a new candidate to face the NDC person who would have been in power for at least 4 years, you understand, in 2032, then that means that you are sacrificing another 4-8 years again.
Right.
As a party. And so if you think that you can't be patient to carry Bawumia up to 2032, then
don't select him.
If you know you are picking a candidate and you can rather help start marketing the candidate, because you see, to me, we are all on Bawumia not because he's special and not because as NDC he's a threat to the party. No, we are all in this case, and we're all talking about Bawumia because he brought us here. He made us understand how he was carrying us to the promised land, and he ended us at the dumping site. You understand? And so we do not owe any apologies to anybody for attacking Bawumia the way we do, because he was on the neck of our current president, calling him incompetent, and chastising every member of the NDC for how bad we had left the economy. Today, the things they inherited, they left things in a worse shape and form. That were so. Whatever it is, I am of the famous conviction that Ghanaians now see the difference between NPP and NDC. And they may not be going into the 2028 election looking at the individual. Who are you? Because, look, it takes the party, it takes a structure like a party in government to deliver. It takes more than just an individual. We all saw what a very strong leader, somebody who wants to rise above the party structure, rise above the entire government. We all saw the damage that was done to us. Nana Addo, even to some extent, if you could, they said party leadership was very difficult to reach Nana Addo, to speak to Nana Addo, to discuss issues with Nana Addo, because he would not take anybody's advice. You understand? And look at what he has brought upon us. And so, NPP is a constitutional imperative. They have to automatically, by all means, they have to elect a leader of their party. But that is all I see happening. They will elect a leader, but they should elect a leader that they should be patient. They can be patient enough to carry all the way into
whoever they elect is inconsequential in 2028.
Whoever they elect, as per the recent polls that have been conducted, will fall behind whoever NDC elects as his flag bearer. And it's because we have delivered, at least in the last 1 year. Ghanaians see that we are more sensitive. We listen to them, and we do things that reflect their interests and desires. And to the extent that we continue to serve the people, which I believe will never sway away from, which I know will never deviate from, will continue to have the support of Ghanaians. And then whoever they elect will face a big loss, will have to come back again for 2032 and never 2028.
Dr. Kwekwedu, so the NPP, all the candidates are selling their message. Kennedy Japan says that you people should elect a winnable candidate. Bernard Champon says if you vote for any of the two, I'm talking about Kennedy Japan or Dr. Baumia, supporters of one will not vote for the other. So it means it will affect the fortunes of the party going into the 2028 elections. And then all polls are putting Dr. Duchum and then Engineer Kwabena Japan on the last two. The messaging of these people, Kennedy Japan is also complaining about the possibility of rigging the election and all of that. From what you said, what do you make of the dispositions of all of these candidates? We have 2 weeks to the elections.
All right, thank you. Once again, let me say, for me, I know that by the end of the elections, Kennedy Ohene Japan will be the new flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party.
You're certain of that?
Yes, I'm certain, very certain. Reasons being that I have been out there, at least, if not at all, I have, out of the 16 regions, I've already done 11 of the regions. Okay. The only regions I've not really visited have been the Eastern, the OT, and then Savannah. That I'm yet to really go there, but I'm not sure within the next 2 weeks. Probably I'll do Eastern and OT. I'm so certain because of his messages, what he's telling delegates out there. Yes, I wouldn't rubbish any of the other four. They are good. Any one of them, I think, can lead NPP on any given day.
But can they lead the party into 2028 to win 2028 elections?
For 2028, I would say it. Our best bet is Kennedy Ohene Japan as a political party.
The camp of Bernard Champon, they say that if you vote for Kennedy Japan, it means supporters of Dr. Baumia. He mentions
it is always not the case. It is always not the case. Those words are just to play on the intelligence of people. It is always not the case. You see, anybody that supports NPP signed up to become a member of the New Patriotic Party so that they would protect the ideologies of the NPP. And so whoever comes up as the winner of the 31st elections, the whole party will rally behind the person and will present him in the next elections in 2028. And then one of the reasons why those who mooted the idea of us going into this early Congress is because of the cracks that were within the party. That when we are done with the early Congress, it will give us ample time to mend and then bring everybody back on board so that at least we'll have a united front. You see, a house divided against itself is always going to fall.
That's an elder speaking.
The elder EU is now talking.
But
Don't mean yes, sir.
Dr. Kwakwedu, one of the papers this morning says that your camp, I mean, Kennedy Japan's camp, is warning of that they will face whoever wants to rig the election squarely. Is that really?
They've been blowing that.
Is that really something you're concerned about? Do you sense something like that could happen?
You know, the very moment people would want to come up with, if you may, ideas that are trying to push it down the throat of the council that is responsible for the presidential elections. You know, they brought up the proxy thing, which they said, no, we will not accept it. Then the next minute, they turned around and said, no, people in the US say they want proxy. And then the council said, we will not accept it. Then, in terms of security on the day of elections, the Joe Wise-led committee said they will only entrust security into the hands of the police. And then if the police wants, they can probably invite the military to also be a backup. And so, and then the last meeting last week, another group, which is the DMB camp, said no. They feel that security on the day should be put in the hands of party internal security, which is a recipe for disaster. You see, we are doing something, a thing of a national interest. It's fine, it's NPP, but even the NDC wants to know who would lead NPP come 2028. Another one.
Who was asking for the inclusion of the military?
We here were just in line with what the committee said, that they would want the police to be in charge.
Okay.
And then if the police can't do it, then they should, or they can partner. A lot of the times in elections, military are part of it. So if they want the military's assistance, they
can use the prisons.
I think that.
No,
I think that the Ken camp requested that the military be added.
Because they are concerned about the security of the election.
And then Wise said that no, because they want to move by the national principle, and that they would give it to the police.
Yes, because elections are very civil.
And exactly what I'm saying. So, Prof, I'm coming. Let me land. I beg.
Dr. Bohan, you hold it. Yes.
Let me land. You see, so it is imperative, and for us to also understand that in every election in Ghana, this is not going to be the first election where anybody has invited the military to join the police in protecting ballots. You see, but then if the police feels we are okay, we can handle everything on our own. I don't think they would even write today. It's always the police that calls the military to come in
for reinforcement.
For reinforcement and for a backup. So if the police says we can do our work, I don't have a problem with it. But then when we have all agreed, all 5 of us have agreed that we should use the police as the security on the day. And then one candidate feels, no, we should bring in our party boys who are internal party security people to man those places on the day of elections.
You think it's problematic? Yeah.
Yes. So that is where the camp of Kennedy Japan is saying, listen, you bring those things in, it will be a recipe for disaster. That is what the strategy they want to adopt in rigging the election, which we are saying it cannot happen on that day.
Fatah, you have won an election before. That's why that's why you are in Parliament. But although this may not be directly concerning to you, is this something you think the Kennedy Japan camp is just saying so that they can use it as a reason or to soothe their pain if the elections do not go their way?
Well, that is an internal issue they have. I would rather go for the position by Joe Wise and his team.
Yeah.
I think the best is just to use the police. And if possible, because in the last election, we didn't only use the police, we used even the immigration, we used the prisons, and even sometimes the fire
service.
fire service. So we use those people. But the military should not be brought in as a first line measure. You should leave them to certain critical situations.
Right.
And those can be pockets of issues. For instance, in my constituency, for instance, we didn't have military involved, but there was a particular time that even the police themselves saw it necessary
to invite
the police.
the
And so the police called the police. I also called the military. I also even called the military. And their presence at that scene, because it was quite a scene, their presence there helped call the situation. You understand? And so the military should only come in to address packets of issues and not to be deployed as normal election security task force. That I would suggest. With the internal security issue, why not? You can always have your internal security to maybe to protect you as the candidate.
As a person.
You as a person, yes.
Security on the
yes. Because you see, internal security issue is not always to be like, sometimes your internal security may just be to prompt and report on security or suspicious security issues.
So you can quickly intervene.
So you understand. So the fact that you have your internal security team or measure does not mean that they will have to act. So for instance, you are not going to be at all places. And so you can decide to say that at every polling station, you have your own internal security there. What is their responsibility? Their responsibility is to observe and see to it that the security measures that have been put together at the national level to take place at all police stations is actually being carried out. So that when you see any lapse, that team will be the first to prompt you as a candidate and your campaign team that, no, this is what is happening here, this is what is happening. So you can even call the police and draw the attention to the things that are happening there. Because sometimes if you leave the issues to the police themselves to detect and report or to detect and act, they will delay in the detection, and that can escalate issues. And your polling agents there are also there on another assignment. So they may not be so concerned about the security lapses. So once you have your polling agents, you still can have your internal security there, but do not charge them with the responsibility of acting or reacting to anything they see. Let them only be reporting to some unit. You understand, so that the appropriate, you can contact the right officials to take the necessary action.
Dr. Wine, so clearly it is an election between Dr. Bawumia and then Kennedy Japan. There's a concern about security coming from the camp of Kennedy Japan, and this is not the first time we're hearing it. They've been talking about it for a very long time, so it means it is very important to them. How does the party deal with this concern over security in a way that will not mar the beauty or the peacefulness of the elections they'll have on the 31st of January?
So I think that you asked an initial question, and I just want to respond briefly to it. You see, this whole issue about trust and mistrust is quite dangerous. And as it were, if you are not careful, you put up a presumption, and then you yourself, you come back to do same. Now, if you feel that the police is okay and they have the capabilities and abilities, and we have trust in them, and your utterances is not one of mistrust in the police,
right,
then obviously there's no need for you to even think that, you are taking, a personal security with you to go and do what? If you believe in the system and you have trust in the system, and you believe that the EC, who probably will be mandated to carry out this election, will do a good job, why do you have to be afraid of anything? All right, unless maybe probably your past experiences is speaking to you, and probably you have misgivings, when it comes to some of these, electoral misconducts.
Right.
And so I believe that the NPP is a family. This is not a contest between NPP and its opponents.
Within the NPP itself.
It is NPP and itself. All right. So I feel that the right modalities should be put in place,
Okay.
should be agreed,
Right.
and should be followed. In that case, you don't have any skeleton under your cloak. All right. And you move in there as an ordinary person like Dr. Kwaku Buahi, walking to, his house without any guide. Doc, who guide
It's
that?
not under any
Oh,
threat
you see.
whatsoever.
Yes. You see, so for me, this is not a do and die affair
Okay.
for the NPP.
Right.
All right. And that is where I have problems with whatever is going on. All right. So let's all sit down as a family. What is good for Ken is equally good for Brian. What is good for Brian is equally good for Dr. Baumia. What is good for Dr. Baumia is equally good for Duchum and
Engineer Japan.
The engineer Kwabena Japan.
Right.
All right. So at the end of the day,
Yeah.
what are we bringing together? What values are we bringing together? And then leveraging on it, in such a way that we can target 2028, wrestle power with the NDC. And if Ghanaian says yes, and we are giving the endorsement, we take over from 2028. But like he said, like Dr. Dubois said, you see, a divided house can never, ever stand. And you see, based on this biblical principle, the truth is that any political party that stand up against itself is not attractive.
True. I'll ask you my final question, and if you can be very brief for me, Dr. Boahen. So, Kennedy Japan says is a winnable candidate. Aduchum says, vote for me. When the champion says, I am the one. Dr. Baumia, still it is possible. And then Engineer Japan is also saying that I am the one who can, lead the party into 2028. Not what you want, but based on the dynamics, who amongst these five, from a political analyst perspective, is a winnable candidate in the primaries first and then in 2028, briefly?
Yeah, so for me, I think that when we look at the narratives, polls conducted, publicly published, and all that, the odds favor Dr. Baumia.
Dr. Baumia.
Yeah. And from marketing, branding perspectives, when you check all the variables, when it comes to attractiveness of candidates, again, it favors Dr. Baumia.
Okay.
Oh no,
He doesn't
because
he
said
He's just rapping about. I'll come to you.
Because he said-
years as a running mate, 8 years as a vice president who cannot even.
Dr. Boahen, wrap up for me.
but
It's just in just a few
then
seconds. so that
probably
he
Dr.
can-
Dubai is trying to tell me that he has not followed.
Marketability
He has not
comes
followed
with acceptability. And it
You
was
see,
not
so on TV3, he made a link between marketing and attractiveness.
and
Okay.
acceptability.
But-
And then I told him,
You- and-
I told him that
As your last point.
the relation
we have to go. That's why we
that
have to go.
relationship is dependent on a number of factors.
Okay.
All right. And which, if there was time, I was going to explain all.
It's okay.
All right.
It's
But
okay.
then the point is this. You see, what Dr. Dubai is trying to say is that ex-president, the late President Mills, okay, whatever he went through didn't matter to Ghanaian politics. All right, because he started from 2000, came to 2004, and then won 2008, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Nana Akufo-Addo himself, when did he start? 2008,
True.
2012, 2016. All right. Now, these two scenarios paints a picture in terms of marketing and marketability of candidates.
Okay.
In terms of positioning. Okay. In terms of public perception.
Yeah.
So, those things, from a marketing point of view, they play. If you
Okay.
handle them and you handle them very well, it plays to your advantage.
Okay, let me pick your final words, Dr. Kwekwedu. Yeah, you disagree completely with
I
Dr.
get with
Kwekwedu.
this completely and totally. Because if you see, look at the analogy he just gave. If you look at Professor Mills and now Dankwa Akufo-Addo in 2008, in the first round, Akufo-Addo won.
Yes.
He won with a percentage of 49.7.
But it wasn't 50 plus 1.
I'm coming.
It means the first round.
But he
No, but it wasn't 50 plus
but
1.
then he led
Yes.
in the
No,
first
but
round.
leading is different from being elected.
So, but then
It was
but
between
then
two people.
what
One
you
was
were
first and
saying
one was
is that
second.
what
So-
you were saying is that because of political
Yeah.
marketability and all that.
No.
So and then what Atamos went through, what did he go through? He contested an election, lost to J. Ekufuor in 2000, lost to J. Ekufuor again. In 2004, and then won against Dankwa Akufo-Addo
2008
in the second round. Okay, we had to go to time for it to be decided. And then if you look at the number of votes Dankwa Akufo-Addo got in 2008, that was why we as a party, NPP, felt that it is better to take him back in 2012. Okay, because his voting, the vote alone was good.
It encouraged you to
Yes,
keep him.
as a first timer, he had 49% in the first round.
You can't say the same for Dr. Baumia.
You can say the same. When it comes to Baumia, he lost
No,
woefully.
but this is a
Listen,
deviation. Obviously,
Which one is a deviation?
It's a deviation because the point that I am,
Akufo-Addo
the point that I
came
made
for the
is not
first
what we are
time
talking
and he
about.
no, listen, you are talking about political
Marketability.
marketing
Just
and
remember,
then
we'll-
acceptability.
We'll have to
You see,
maybe we'll find time and then we'll bring you in the studio and we'll talk more. But let
Is
me
it-
take your.
You have to arrange for the two of us to.
Yeah. let me take your final words. Honorable Fatah, what do you want to say?
Well, thanks so much. I think to me this is a race to nowhere.
They are not going anywhere. They'll just go in circles.
I wish them the
No,
best.
it's coming to the same house. So why are you rushing?
When they are done, they'll come and face you. and I know when they are done, you'll be on us. Trust me.
It won't mean anything.
We'll rise above the
Nice,
storm.
nice.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, thank you.